Okay, now, still within the topic of sexual disorders, it doesn't really carry a category, but it's a unique disorder, and so is gender dysphoria. Gender dysphoria, by definition, is someone that feels trapped in the wrong body. Two main characteristics. One, that you don't feel like you belong in your body, and you believe that you belong in the body of the opposite gender. Now, it's important to know the distinction here. Sex refers to your anatomy. In my case, if I'm male, I have male genitalia, that's my sex. Gender are the expectations that society creates on me according to my sex. So, gender is not my body, but it's what I'm supposed to be doing as a male according to society. There can be a lot of different ideas that are ingrained into us. From the moment that you're born, you're given, in my case, given a blue blanket, and that starts to be off how society starts to say, put up the message of what I'm supposed to be doing as a male, what I'm supposed to be doing as a male. So, gender are the expectations that society creates. Specifically, the term of dysphoria has to do with gender, that those society expectations that are created on someone. Overall, we have been given years and years and years worth of information for how we're supposed to be according to our gender. So, a person that carries a diagnosis of gender dysphoria, in my case like a male, I might not feel like I belong to my male gender identity. Instead, I feel like I belong in the opposite gender identity, feeling like I belong to that of a woman. This, of course, makes it sound exactly like transgenderism. So, someone that is transgender doesn't feel like they belong to their identity and they accommodate to the gender of the different sex. What makes those two different? Transgenderism overall doesn't really carry the sense of dysfunction. Overall, what characterizes transgenderism and is distinguished from dysphoria is that transgenderism doesn't have the 3 Ds of psychological disorders. For someone to be given a diagnosis of gender dysphoria, they would have the 3 Ds of psychological disorders. What are they? Distress, deviance, and the most important of all, dysfunction. If I don't feel like I belong to my identity as a male, and I accommodate, perhaps I dress differently, but I don't really have a problem with it, I just go on and move on with my life, that would make me transgender. If on the other hand, this is creating a lot of stress in me, my behavior starts to be out of what is normal, and perhaps I'm starting to experience a disruption in my life. This continuous thought that I want to be of the other sex, and even if I try to change, it doesn't really make a difference. If I try to go to therapy and it doesn't make a difference, if I try to change my clothing style, it doesn't make a difference. That's when I would find myself in the dysfunction realm, and that's when I would see gender dysphoria. There's a lot of different theories for why this could happen, a lot of different theories. Some indeed connect to possible biological predispositions, but it's not accepted 100% of the field. More research and more consistent research will eventually open up this door to be answered a little bit better. But if there were to be a biological component in it, it's not that society made it, it's that people were born like this. It can be very hard sometimes to envision how someone else might not fit within their prescribed given identity. But not everybody falls just in one specific realm. I do believe that it's important for us, especially if you want to be in the field, if you want to be a counselor, a clinician, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, be mindful, be empathetic. Not everybody feels the same way. And I do think that it's important for you to provide empathy for them. Be empathetic. If you ever come across a case like this, it's still somewhat challenging to try to make a difference because there's still so much that is unknown about it. But take every case different. Individually explain or study every case, analyze every case differently. Not all cases fit within one specific characteristic. Some people just wish they can belong to the other gender. Some people just wish there would be no gender. Some people just don't want to fall in any. You name it. Overall, what can be here, somewhat of caution, of care. Within the community in transgenderism, rates of suicide can be as high as 40%. So it's not easy. It's not easy, and I do believe that we need to be very careful for any time that we encounter a case like this.